All right, let's settle down and get our guest speaker up here. Ladies and gentlemen, he hails from Southern California. He was a bartender at one point. He was an actor and saw something like ACN. He goes, wait a minute. You mean to tell me? Yes, you can. Did I get paid residual? Yes, you can. He went home, talked to his beautiful wife, his daughter. He went to put his head down. He went to work. Listen up. He went to what? Work. No excuses. He went to work. And he rolled the sleeves up, went to work, hit RVP, and all of a sudden now he's on all the trips. He takes his daughter, sometime I saw his daughter, him on these trips, the cruise ship. Here they are down in the Bahamas. Here they are here there. Why? He's showing her another side of life that all parents wish they could do for their children. But he's also explaining to her the power of owning your own business like ACN. And I just can't, I can go on and on and on. And I'm just so glad he's been with us for a couple of years on this call because why? He's a teacher. And I'm so grateful as a friend that he can come back with us every other month to pour into us. Keep saying, why not you? Because why? You got great stuff that people need to hear. And we can relate to these stories. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to none other than the Regional Vice President, the great Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
What's up, Mr. Thomas? Hey, everybody. Good morning. Have good afternoon if you're on the other side of the world or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I'm happy to be with you guys. So I know this has been a long run. And I'm going to start where I always start, which is just so you guys know that Mr. Thomas, I've known for a long time, is not required nor obligated to do this call that he does, this Zoom every day where he arranges different people to speak. And when you're at the top of the company, you have choices with things that maybe you wouldn't otherwise have. And it's a choice for him to put this call on and to do this every single day, which I think is remarkable. And I know that he does stuff throughout the evenings as well, whether it's presentations or trainings or taking three-way calls or doing whatever. And it's really significant because all that's really showing is that he is leading by example. He is doing the things that he is teaching. He's doing the things that he is talking about. He's doing the things that he is expecting others to do if they want to have success in this business. So, Mr. Thomas, it's great to see you. Thank you for having me on again. I got to figure out. I'm still going to figure out why after all these years. We've been doing this for a long time, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. So I have a couple things on my mind to share with you guys. And I have something to show you that I think is awesome. I think it is awesome. So first thing to share with you is, this season that we're in, right? For a lot of people, it's a season of reflection. Sorry for the crazy lighting here. I'm obviously not at home. It's a season of reflection. It's a season of, I think, taking stock. I think it's a season of gratitude, and I hope it's a season of planning and looking forward, right? So, Mr. Provenzano, for those of you who are on the RC and above call, there's been a little bit of a theme lately of kind of gratitude and taking stock of where you are in your business, where you are in life. And I think it's an important thing to talk about for a second. So I'm not going to today, unlike some of the other days, I'm not the trainings that I've done with you guys. I'm not going to dive into the particulars of the three core things that we do, getting customers, building teams, promoting events, because guess what? That's been covered. And I'm going to cover that stuff with you guys before the end of this month for sure, leading into the new year, but not today. Today, what I want to talk about is, ironically, what I want to talk to you guys about is it falls directly into how we edify someone. So let me be clear, this is not a training on edification. But when we edify a leader, what are the things we do? We talk about their past, their present, and their future, right? Here's what the person did. Here was their background. Here's what they're doing now. Here's what they're currently doing. And here's what they're going to do, right? So pretty amazing. So what does that mean for us today in this call? My first call with you guys last month of the year. I want you guys to think about this and really, really think about it for a minute. So this is a volunteer army. You're not paid for your time. You're only paid for your productivity. And one of the things that Mr. Provenzano has been talking a lot about lately is understanding how far you've come. So here's what I want to talk to you guys about. I want to talk about, okay, so you can write this down if you want to. I want to talk to you guys about where you were, where you are, and where you're going. And I think it always comes up at this time of year, right? Where you were, where you are, and where you're going. So I want you guys to just take a moment and think about your first, I don't know, day, week, month in ACN. Let's think about it for a second. So just like edification, talking about someone's past, their present, their future, I want you guys to think about where you were, where you are, and where you're going. So let's talk about where you were. What did you guys really know about, unless you came from another company or you had a history in network marketing, what did you really know about it when you put name to paper for most of us, or for a lot of us, or for some of you guys, you hit submit on a rep agreement online? What did you really know about network marketing? What did you really know about personal development? You know, what did you really know about bettering yourself, right? Some people knew some. I think most people didn't know a lot because it's not the environment that we're in, right? So think about where you were. Here's another thing to think about in terms of where you were. The genuine excitement of getting started, right? Where you were. How did you feel? Where did that come from? What's the genesis of that excitement? I can tell you where it is, where it comes from. It comes from dreaming. It comes from possibility. It comes from, man, bills, not an issue, financially free, be able to make choices, be able to take care of the people I want, give the way I want, right? I want you to think about where you were when you signed up, and those dreams and that vision. That's our business. You know, the services that we market are the tools and the vehicle, but the business we're in, we're in the dream building business, right? We're in the vision casting business. So think about where you were work-wise, family-wise, time-wise, right? And then jump to where you are, okay? So in the beginning, I'm guessing that you guys didn't have a lot of skills at presenting ACN. I'm guessing you didn't really understand, you know, signing up customers and phone, TV, internet, cell phone, all that kind of stuff, the things you learn along the way. I'm sure that you probably didn't have a grasp or an idea of things like team building and tap rooting and those kind of things. Well, I want you to think about where you are now. I bet I could say those things, and the majority of you on this call would know exactly what I'm talking about. Present group by group, spend your time where it's deserved, not needed. Man, that's a lesson I had to learn. I mean, it's a lesson I learned today. You're reaching out to the people on my team, the leaders. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Well, I shouldn't have to be doing that. Somebody's a leader on my team. I shouldn't have to be reaching out to them all the time. What are you doing? How's it going? How can I help? You're bringing me stuff to do, right? Where you are right now. Do you really understand the comp plan right now? Do you understand what it takes to get to the positions that you want? Are you all talk and no action? Are you a lot of action and not a lot of talk? You know, where are you right now? But I want you to realize from Mr. Provenzano, this really struck a chord with me, realize how far you've come from what you did and didn't know when you got started to where you're at today. Now, see, here's what gets challenging. If you know what to do and you know where to go and you know the resources that are available to you, readily available to you, whether they're online or in the form of a mentor, something to maybe take stock in is what are the reasons that you're not further along in your business? What are they? You know, an amateur looks outward and a professional looks inward, right? An amateur, oh, you know, all the circumstances of life, work, family, husband, wife, house, this, that, right? The professional or the leader, they're going to look inside and go, well, this is why. This is why I'm not further along. This is why I'm, oh, now I understand it. It's on me. But there should be, you guys should be very reassured if that is in fact the case, and it really is for all of you. So let me just answer for all of you. It really is. The best part of what I just shared with you is what is the one thing you can control? Is you. You can control your knowledge. You can control your abilities. You can control learning how to use the online store and the website. You can control all of those things. Just get better. How do you get better? Do it. How often? Daily. How much time? A little bit. You know, I think a couple months ago, I always used to like to use those gym examples. Everybody wants to get in shape, but you don't get in shape in a day, right? You don't go to the store, buy your stuff, buy your sneakers, buy your outfit, get a gym bag, go to LA Fitness for 9 hours. Don't eat anything that day other than lettuce and a saltine cracker and water because you're watching your diet. And the next day you can't even get out of bed. You're so sore. But the person who goes, you know what? 30 minutes to an hour a day. I'm going to watch what I eat. I'm not going to completely cut stuff out. I'm going to do it properly. You're not going to see a result in a day or a week. You might start to see a little bit in a month, but I promise you this, 6 months later, you're going to be transformed. Why does that happen there, but we don't do it here? So think about where you were, think about where you are and how far you've come, the amount that you know. And then of course, the third part of that is where you're going, where you were, where you are, where you're going, where you're going to be. And man, is that important, because those things stand out. Those things are what move you. Thanks, Sam. Those are the things. By the way, I think the reason you get out of bed, put one foot in front of the other in ACN is because you're working towards a bigger, better, more fruitful life. You guys, there's nothing, isn't it funny? Like, Tony Kupas, we were talking, and you know, people are like, man, I wish I had 100 people on my team. Really? Are you sure? Are you sure you do? Do you have the system in place to support them? Do you have the system in place to, right? I wish I had 500 people on my team. Really? Are you sure? Who's going to teach them? Who's going to train them? Who's going to support them? You know, one of the things to think about and where you're going to be in the future is who are you attracting? Well, you guys know this. I don't have to teach you this. You attract who you are. Always tired, always complaining, always running around, trying to get this. Well, guess what? That's probably what you're going to attract. Vision, meeting new people, peaking new people, having conversations. That's probably what you're going to attract. Let me give you an example. So yesterday, I'm at the gym, and there's a guy, these two dudes that work out there, and they've been working out there forever. And over the course of time, became friendly, nod, hey, you need to, how many more sets you have, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. Then it got to knowing their names. And yesterday, I'm on a phone call with, I think it was with Roxanne, about, I'm going to be in Texas next week to support her and her team. And we're talking about electricity and all that kind of stuff. And when I hung up my Bluetooth, he was working out next to me. Guy's name is Tonic. Easy to remember. Easier than others. Easier for some than others. But he's lifting next to me. And this is all I said. I said, hey, man, I got to ask you a question. He goes, yeah, what's up? I said, do you know anybody in Texas? He's like, no, yeah, actually I do. I have a family member and like one other person. And this is all I said. I said, hey man, we got to talk. I said, can I have a quick business conversation with you at some point? Because you had ties into Texas. We got to talk. And he's like, yeah, okay. Gave me his number. We're gonna have lunch. Let me ask you guys a question. How long do you think that took? The interaction? Yeah, a minute, maybe two. Yep. Now, what did I do leading up to that? I started to build rapport and a relationship with this person in the gym. And because I was talking about energy with Roxanne while I was at the gym, I had a reason to turn to him at the end of the conversation and say, man, I got to ask you a question. Look, this sounds crazy, but do you know anybody in Texas? Where would that question come from? There must be something there. So when I talk about, where you were, where you are, and where you're going, that's where I'm going. And I'm not talking about the physical state of Texas. I'm talking about having these kind of conversations on a daily basis. Right? So where you were is I want you to remember how far you've come. Where you are, you should be proud of that. But there's a caveat to that. If you've developed and attained some skills and knowledge along the way, which I know you have, because it's impossible for you to be on these freaking calls and not get that. It's impossible unless you are literally not paying attention and you're just you have your picture up there and you're not paying attention. It's crazy. So you have the information, you have the knowledge, and most importantly, you have the resources now, here and now. So it's where you were, where you are, and then it's where you're going. How clear is that vision? How clear is your SVP run? How clear is it for you to build into an energy market? How clear is it for you to talk to people about impact health sharing? How clear is it to you? Is it clear? Because if it's not, man, then your future's foggy. We're trying to clear the fog out. How clear is that to you? How clear is your vision to have 3+ teams with you at the next national? Hey, Brian Baker. How clear is it for you to have 3+ teams at the next national, March 9th and 10th? How clear is it for you to be plugging into the events at the company? How clear is it for you to have a location that you're going to be on January 13th and be a part of the big Zoom that the company is doing? Check with Mr. Thomas on that. How clear are those things to you? How clear is it for you to find, work with, and develop a leader? How clear is your vision for how you want your life to look? And by the way, we all have to work on that. Mr. Thomas and I included, we all do. Why? Because the needle moves, right? Like life happens and the needle moves. But what can't move is your consistency in what it is that we're doing. So when we talk about where you were and how much you didn't know and how this was just a feeling, do you guys realize that 90% of the people that sign up in ACN has nothing to do with the services? Do you guys realize that? In my opinion, 90% of the reason that people get started with is how they feel about it, right? Because the day you sign someone up and they hit submit on that rep agreement, you're not talking about gigabytes, megawatts, download speeds, and PRAs. What you're talking about is what we're going to do in this market, the lives we're going to be able to impact. What is it going to feel like to be out of debt? What is it going to feel like to be able to fund your kids' college tuition? What is it going to feel like to be able to do that traveling? What is it going to feel like? And then when you get to where you are right now, how good are you at the core basic things that we need to do to advance our businesses? I told you this was not going to be one of my normal trainings. And then it's really about where you're going, right? I saw a quote, and I don't remember it exactly, but it's something to the effect of, you will work to build your future, or someone will pay you to help build theirs. You will work to build your dreams, or someone will pay you to help build theirs. So do you want to be on the payroll building somebody else's dream? Or are you going to be, are you going to, are you going to, are you going to move from being that person that's a head nodder and a note taker to an action maker? And I'm not saying don't take notes, and I'm not saying don't be affable and agreeable. What I'm saying is it time to roll up the sleeves and like make a stand for your future? Right? That's what I think about. Where you were, uneducated, not knowledgeable about the industry, where you are, knowledge about the industry and the skill set that you have to move your business forward and to develop to become proficient, and where you're going in the future. How many RVPs are you going to have on your team? How many teams of RVPs are you going to have? Right now we're talking, how many cities, states, and countries are you going to build into? Right? You guys, we're in such a smart business. And it's a business that's unlike any traditional job or business that you would have. And I'm going to show you, I found a video, God works in funny ways. I found it this morning, and it's crazy how that works based on what it is that I'm sharing with you. In a traditional business, right, it's not in your best interest if you own the business for people to know what you know. Because if they know what you know, they can go out and do what you do. And now you've just trained and taught and mentored your competition. I've had these conversations with you all before. But I saw a video that explains everything, and your past, your present, and your future tied directly into this. So watch this. How many of you would be freaking jacked out of your effing minds if you had a team of people that could do what you do, know what you know, say what you say? Would you be excited, yes or no? Okay, now I know Al's excited because Al knows a lot and he's done a lot. Some of you, I don't know, I said it in English, so you guys all had to understand what I said. Some of you looked at the screen like I was giving you a grocery list of, like I was telling you to go rake the leaves. I just got done telling you, how would you feel if you had a team, an army of people that could do what you do? Now, if you didn't have a super positive reaction to it, let me tell you, that's on you, because then maybe what you're saying is, you know what, I don't know that much, and now I'm going to have a team of people that don't know that much. I don't do that much, so now I have a team of people that don't do that much. The first person to give the big thumbs up was Al Thomas. Why? Because he understands if you have a team of people that can do what you do, say what you say, sign up customers, build teams, present the business, close people, promote the events, the basics that we do, you win. That's freaking exciting. How would you feel getting up every day and that was your ACN business?
Awesome. So check this out.
Your business function without you? No. Yeah. It's the first thing I ask entrepreneurs, and most of them will tell me no. I said, okay. And then some of them will tell me, yeah, probably. I said, okay. Second question, can your business grow without you? And then most of them will then say no. And so the idea is, how do you create a business that is able to function first and then grow without you being in there? Because if you haven't done that, you really just bought yourself a job. And so the whole idea about creating a business that has enterprise value is it becomes your largest asset when you do it correctly.
Did that impact anybody on this call? You sure? Hope so. I just thought this would be a really good way to start the month with you guys, is to talk about your where you were, not knowing anything, learning this thing, where you are. You've all accomplished a level of success. You guys got, you all have gotten a check from ACN. You know it works. Many of you have met the co-founders. Some of you have traveled with us on some of these things. You've been to the events. You have people who've joined your team. You have markets that you're expanding, like Roxanne is doing right now. And then where you're going, right? And if you don't know where you're going, let me congratulate you. You're already there. But if you know where you're going, man, that's Dreamville. That's what we're working towards. And just remember that you're going to get more done with a team than you'll ever get done on your own. And that's why I wanted to show you that. When your business can run and function without you, man, you are in business. Everybody would love that, but so few people are willing to put in the time to define and develop the people so they can do those things, right? They can do those things, right? The last analogy to leave with you guys, that it is the guy catching fish, right? There's a guy out there and he's baiting his hook, and I'm not a fisherman, but he's out there baiting his hook, and he's casting, and he's looking at his 3 or 4 friends, and they got a needle and thread, and those guys are starving. And they're still needle and thread, needle and thread, needle and thread. And this guy's catching fish. He's having a party. Buddies are coming over. They're having some beers, and they ain't giving him any, because these guys aren't being a part of that. They're needle and thread, needle and thread, needle and thread, right? And they do that for a month. And then after a month, guess what they built? The net. And in 1 hour, they drag that net, and they catch more fish than that guy caught in the last 3 months. So the question is, are you willing to build that net? Are you willing to put that time in? Are you willing to do what Greg Provenzano said, where you are not a trader, you are an investor? A trader will trade that time for money, and they'll go for quick results. But if you're an investor, you're investing your time, your effort, your energy in people, and when your vision matches up with that, let me tell you guys something. Now you're onto something. So I just thought that this would be, I hope it's a good message for you guys. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the the progress that you've made. Don't let December go by being in the same position that you are at the beginning of December, right? Just remember, you guys, your business is growing or dying. It very rarely stays the same. You're losing customers, gaining customers, losing team members, gaining team members, right? We want to be on the gaining side month after month. And that does come down to your consistency, your skill set, and your willingness to get to work. So, Mr. Thomas, I apologize for jumping on just a few minutes late. Thank you for, allowing me to still go through this information. I hope it was helpful. And I'm looking forward to spending some time with you guys over the course of December. And I will turn it back over to you, sir.